Have you ever felt that no matter how much you try to stay positive, something keeps pulling you down? Like an invisible force draining your energy, making life feel heavier than it should be. Most people don't realize that maintaining high vibrations isn't just about what you do, it's also about what you refuse to engage with. There are certain things that, once they enter your field, can lower your energy so subtly that you don't even notice until you're deep in negativity, struggling to get back to your natural state of clarity and peace. Some of these things are physical, some are habits, and some are invisible energies that attach themselves to you through people, places, and emotions. If you want to break free from the cycle of low vibrations, you need to know exactly what to avoid.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
One of the most dangerous things you can touch, both physically and energetically, is anything that carries deep negative imprints. Objects, especially second-hand ones, can carry residual energy from their previous owners. Think about that antique ring you found in a thrift store, or that piece of furniture you inherited from someone who lived a life full of pain and suffering. Energy lingers. If something was owned by a person who experienced deep sadness, anger, or trauma, those frequencies can remain trapped in the object, subtly influencing your emotions and mental state. Some people bring home objects only to find their mood shifts for no reason, or they start having nightmares, unexplained anxiety, or even physical fatigue. This is why certain cultures have rituals to cleanse items before bringing them into their space. If you've ever held something and suddenly felt uneasy, heavy, or even slightly nauseous, that's your intuition warning you that the object carries energy that doesn't align with you. Another thing that can instantly lower your vibration is engaging in gossip or negative talk. Words are not just sounds, they are frequency carriers. When you speak negatively about someone, you are sending out energy that will inevitably come back to you. More than that, gossip ties you to the very negativity you're speaking about, keeping you locked in a cycle of low vibrations. Have you ever noticed how after venting about someone, you don't actually feel lighter? The energy lingers, and sometimes it even grows. The more you participate in conversations filled with judgment, resentment, or anger, the more you attract those same energies into your own life. People who constantly engage in gossip often find themselves in drama, caught in a web of negativity they can't escape. The truth is, talking about others behind their backs not only lowers your frequency, but also weakens your own energy field, making you more susceptible to negativity from others. Toxic digital consumption is another silent energy killer. The content you consume shapes your vibration. If you constantly watch violent, fear-based news, engage with social media drama, or even just scroll endlessly through content that promotes comparison and self-doubt, you're allowing those energies to enter your subconscious. It doesn't matter if you think you're just watching for fun, your mind absorbs everything. Have you ever noticed how after watching something disturbing, your energy feels off for hours, even days? That's not a coincidence. Your frequency adjusts to the dominant energy you surround yourself with. If you want to maintain high vibrations, be ruthless about what you allow into your mental space. Choose content that uplifts, inspires, and expands your awareness rather than content that feeds fear, anger, or hopelessness. Most people don't realize that the things they consume digitally are programming their reality. If your life feels chaotic, uninspired, or heavy, look at what you're repeatedly exposing yourself to. Low vibrational foods are another thing that can completely throw off your energy. Food carries energy, and what you eat directly affects your vibration. Processed junk food filled with artificial chemicals lowers your body's natural frequency, making you feel sluggish, unmotivated, and disconnected. Have you ever eaten something heavy and felt like you needed a nap afterward? That's because your body is using all its energy to process something unnatural. In contrast, fresh, whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and unprocessed meals carry high vibrations that nourish not just your body but also your mind and energy field. People who eat high vibrational foods often notice they feel lighter, think more clearly, and have more emotional stability. If you constantly feel drained or foggy, take a hard look at what you're putting into your body. Your food choices are either fueling your energy or stealing it. Another thing you should never touch if you want to maintain a high vibration is unresolved emotional pain. Holding on to resentment, anger, guilt, or sadness creates energetic blockages that keep you stuck in lower frequencies. Have you ever met someone who seems to carry an invisible weight? Their presence feels heavy, and even if they smile, you can sense something unresolved beneath the surface. That's what happens when emotions aren't processed. They don't just go away, they stay trapped in the body, affecting your energy, your health, and even your ability to attract positive experiences. Many people think that ignoring emotional wounds means they've moved on, but suppression doesn't equal healing. The energy of unprocessed pain seeps into your daily life, influencing your thoughts, actions, and even the way others respond to you. If you want to stay in a high vibration, you have to face and release what's weighing you down. Toxic relationships are another powerful force that can pull you into lower states of being. Some people act like energy vampires, draining you every time you interact with them. These are the people who always have a problem, who never take responsibility for their actions, and who leave you feeling emotionally exhausted after every conversation. Energy is contagious. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, manipulate, or thrive on negativity, their vibration will start to affect yours. It doesn't matter how strong you think you are, if you stay in toxic environments long enough, your energy will begin to match them. Protecting your vibration sometimes means making difficult choices about who you allow into your life. If someone consistently makes you feel worse rather than better, that's a sign their energy is not aligned with yours. Finally, one of the most overlooked things that can lower your vibration is self-doubt. Your thoughts shape your reality, and every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that you're not worthy of happiness, you're reinforcing a low vibrational state. Negative self-talk is like programming your own downfall. The more you engage in it, the more your energy aligns with failure, struggle, and limitation. People with high vibrations don't entertain thoughts of self-doubt for long. They acknowledge them, but they don't allow them to take root. If you want to maintain a high vibration, you have to become aware of the way you speak to yourself. Every time you catch yourself thinking something negative about yourself, ask, would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, then why say it to yourself? Your vibration is everything. It affects your health, your relationships, your opportunities, and even the way the world responds to you. The things you allow into your life, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, are either lifting you up or pulling you down. Most people never stop to question why they feel drained, stuck, or lost. But once you start paying attention to the energy around you and within you, you realize that high vibrations aren't something you have to chase. They are your natural state. You just have to remove what's lowering them. When you start removing the things that lower your vibration, something incredible happens. Life feels lighter, opportunities flow effortlessly, and the constant struggle that once felt normal begins to fade. But here's the catch: once your energy rises, anything that doesn't match your new frequency will try to pull you back down. This is why some people experience sudden challenges, emotional turbulence, or even resistance from those around them when they try to change. It's not a coincidence. The moment you start vibrating higher, everything that isn't aligned with that frequency either has to rise with you or fall away. That's why maintaining high vibrations isn't just about knowing what to avoid, it's also about recognizing the subtle ways negativity tries to sneak back into your life. One of the most deceptive ways this happens is through nostalgia for toxic habits. Maybe you've cut out negative people, stopped engaging in gossip, or shifted to a healthier lifestyle, but then one day, an old song plays, a certain smell fills the air, or a memory resurfaces, and suddenly you miss the very things that once drained you. The mind has a strange way of romanticizing the past, making you forget the pain and only remember the comfort. This is how people fall back into relationships that broke them, habits that weakened them, and cycles they swore they'd never repeat. The key to maintaining high vibrations is learning to recognize when nostalgia is actually a test. You don't miss the toxicity itself, you miss the familiarity. Growth is uncomfortable because it requires you to let go of what once felt like home, even when that home was built on chaos. Another hidden energy trap is engaging in subtle forms of self-betrayal. It's easy to think of toxicity as something external, but the truth is, the most dangerous energy drains often come from within. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, every time you silence your truth to keep the peace, every time you shrink yourself to fit into spaces that don't honor you, you are lowering your vibration. Most people don't realize that self-betrayal is one of the fastest ways to disconnect from your own power. You can burn sage, meditate, and do all the energy-clearing rituals in the world, but if you keep abandoning yourself in small ways, your vibration will always suffer. High-frequency living isn't just about removing toxic people, it's about removing the toxic patterns within yourself that keep attracting them. Another thing that can quietly lower your vibration is staying attached to old versions of yourself. Growth means change, and change means letting go of identities that no longer serve you. But letting go of who you used to be can feel like a kind of death, and that's why many people resist it. They cling to old labels, old beliefs, and old ways of being because stepping into something new feels uncertain. But here's the truth: your highest vibration exists in the version of you that you haven't fully stepped into yet. If you keep identifying with past limitations, past mistakes, or past pain, you will keep vibrating at that level. The moment you stop defining yourself by who you've been and start aligning with who you're becoming, everything shifts. Another silent energy killer is emotional debt. Just like financial debt accumulates with interest, so does unresolved emotion. Every time you suppress sadness, ignore anger, or pretend you're fine when you're not, that energy doesn't just disappear, it stays stored in your body, waiting for an opportunity to resurface. This is why some people feel emotionally exhausted without knowing why. It's not just their current experiences weighing them down, It's years of unprocessed emotions stacking on top of each other. Emotional debt keeps your vibration low because it takes up space that could be filled with clarity, joy, and peace. The only way to clear it is to face it. Feel what you need to feel, release what you need to release, and stop carrying emotions that no longer belong to the present moment. Another major thing that lowers your vibration is ignoring your inner signals. Your body, your emotions, and even the synchronicities in your life are constantly communicating with you, guiding you toward alignment. But most people have been trained to ignore these signals. They stay in jobs that drain them, relationships that suffocate them, and environments that feel off, all because they've been taught to prioritize logic over intuition. But logic works with the information it already has. Intuition picks up on things beyond what the mind can see. The times when you felt stuck, lost, or disconnected weren't random. They were signs that something in your life wasn't aligned. High vibrations don't come from forcing things to work, they come from listening to the subtle signals telling you when something isn't right. Another thing that keeps people stuck in lower frequencies is attachment to external validation. The need to be liked, accepted, or approved of by others can make you compromise your own energy without realizing it. Maybe you hold back your opinions to avoid conflict, dim your light so others don't feel uncomfortable, or make choices based on what will get the most praise rather than what actually feels right. The problem is, the more you seek validation from others, the more power you give away. Your vibration drops every time you shift your energy to fit into spaces that don't align with who you truly are. True high-frequency living requires you to stop looking outside yourself for confirmation of your worth. The moment you stop needing external validation, you become untouchable. The final and perhaps most dangerous thing that lowers vibration is fear-based decision-making. Fear is one of the lowest frequencies, and when it becomes the driving force behind your choices, it keeps you trapped in cycles of limitation. People stay in unfulfilling relationships because they fear being alone. They stay in jobs they hate because they fear uncertainty. They hold back their dreams because they fear failure. But here's what most people don't realize: fear is a liar. It magnifies worst-case scenarios, convinces you that you're not capable, and keeps you from stepping into the life you're meant to live. Every time you make a decision based on fear, you reinforce its power over you. And every time you choose courage over fear, your vibration rises. The most high vibrational people aren't the ones who never feel fear, they're the ones who refuse to let it control them. Raising your vibration isn't about being perfect. It's about becoming aware of the things that lower your energy and choosing, moment by moment, to align with what elevates you instead. Most people go through life unconsciously absorbing whatever energy surrounds them, never questioning why they feel drained, stuck, or disconnected. But the moment you start paying attention, really paying attention, you take back your power. You realize that high vibrations aren't something you have to chase. They are your natural state. You just have to stop touching the things that lower them. When you stop engaging with the things that lower your vibration, something interesting happens. People around you begin to react differently. Some admire your energy, feeling drawn to your presence, while others become uncomfortable, irritated, or even try to pull you back into old patterns. This isn't random. Energy is contagious, and when you shift, the people in your life either have to rise with you or resist the change. This is why, as your vibration increases, certain friendships, habits, and environments start to feel misaligned. You might notice that conversations you once enjoyed now feel draining. or that places you used to frequent seem heavier than before. It's easy to think something is wrong, but this is actually a sign that your frequency has elevated. Most people don't realize that outgrowing things is a natural part of spiritual alignment. The discomfort of letting go is temporary, but holding on to what no longer fits will keep your vibration stuck at a lower level. Another thing that happens when you raise your vibration is that your ability to manifest becomes much stronger. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions start turning into reality faster, but this works both ways. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, or negativity, you will notice those things manifesting just as quickly as your positive desires. This is why maintaining high energy isn't just about avoiding negativity, it's about consciously directing your focus. Every time you dwell on worst-case scenarios, replay old pain, or feed into self-doubt, you are using your energy to create more of the very things you don't want. The most aligned people are not the ones who never experience negativity, but the ones who refuse to stay there. They recognize low vibrations as temporary visitors, not permanent states. They shift their frequency through gratitude, movement, creativity, and self-awareness before negative energy has a chance to take root. The more you commit to protecting your vibration, the more you realize that energy is the foundation of everything. The people you interact with, the music you listen to, the food you eat, the thoughts you entertain, all of it is shaping your reality every single day. Most people live unconsciously, absorbing energy without discernment, reacting impulsively, and wondering why their lives feel chaotic. But when you become intentional about where your energy goes, life stops feeling random. You start to see patterns, synchronicities, and opportunities that others miss. You notice how your internal state influences external events. You become someone who doesn't just survive life, but actively creates it. This is why vibration matters. It's not just about feeling good, it's about aligning yourself with the frequency where everything flows effortlessly. And once you experience that level of clarity, peace, and power, you'll never want to touch anything that lowers it again.